Okay, so I've decided to keep it, and we know it needs work, so that provides us with an opportunity to basically take the thing to pieces and see how well it's wired, for example, what sort of quality the routing job is of the cavities, etc. If there's any tear out on the neck screws, for example, we'll just see what we can learn from it. So, yeah, let's take the thing to bits. Okay, so let's get the strings off. I normally use locking tuners, so I don't have to fiddle around with this type of thing, but in this case I would really benefit from a string winder, but I don't have one. I can't just cut the strings because they're under tension, so they'll fly around all over the place. I have to take the tension off them first. And as we saw, these strings are tarnished already, so there's no tragedy in wasting them. Which we'll do. Getting there. Sorry for the string slackening symphony. I don't know. I feel the need to swing the strings as I'm slackening them. Just engaging the tension. Okay. Reasonable. Sure, I don't need to. Okay, so that's all the strings cut, so they'll come out the back. I'll just get all these dead bits off. Okay, so off camera I just dug in amongst my Allen keys and pulled out a decent fitting equivalent to this terrible thing. So just curious to see how freely the truss rod moves. It's perfect, I can feel it working, it moves really smoothly, so happy with that. I'll keep that one there because I may need that. And I've got a decent set of Allen keys, so if I need to adjust the bridge saddles at some point, then I can. So yeah, don't use crap Allen keys. Okay, let's get this trim handle back off. Which I should have done before I took the strings off. Okay. Okay. Why is it difficult to get the strings out? The two treble strings were difficult to get out. One of these strings of the Dorios, they've got the coloured ball ends. Okay, there we go, we've got that one free. This one doesn't want to come out. What's going on in there? This isn't good news. So if we were... I'm just going to adjust my lighting because I'm being ghosted out. Okay, so there's some sort of manufacturing flaw with this tremolo. I'll whip the back cover off and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Always have a little tub to catch your screws. God, that screwdriver is not a very good fit. That's more like it. Also, there's another tip in that. Always make sure you use a screwdriver that's well fit to the screws. If you've got a screwdriver that jumps even one time, stop. Because you chew up a screw in a guitar. It's a bloody nightmare. So drill the thing out, plug the hole, re-drill it. Just get a right screwdriver. Okay, so first look at inside bits. So we got 3 springs fitted in a decent pattern. We've got the bridge earth lead, which stops the guitar humming like crazy. There's a good amount of wire on that, so that's pretty cool. Routing job looks okay. There's some residue in there from where they buffed it to get this nice shine. It's got a very nice shine on the body. So now we're going to take this saddle off, and we'll try poking something down there to get that last ball end bit of string out. So let's get that saddle off. So we got the saddle off from those little components. I found a use for the small Allen key that they supplied. I just poked it down a hole, and I think it's managed to dislodge the ball end of that string. So we're on a winner. We got him out. I'll just quickly clear the decks, get rid of all these scrap bits of string. Okay, so we'll just get that saddle I removed fitted, so we've got less parts floating around. So with that through there, that through there. Couple of twists by hand to get it threaded. We'll switch to the screwdriver. Okay, see if I get lucky and that's reasonably intonated. Okay, so carrying on with our dismantling scheme. So I think the next thing we'll do is I'll separate the neck from the body. This is a place on old guitars where you very often find really chewed screws. So remember, well-fitting screwdrivers that are well fit to the screws that you're dealing with. Okay, it's done up properly tight. Screw seems of adequate quality. I'm just looking at the screws in this critical area. The bolt on neck, you know, this is what it's all about. So poorly manufactured screws here would be bad, but these are okay. Okay, so there's our neck plate, nothing to write home about there. Let's get that out of the way. What we'll do is we'll set the body on this. Okay. Okay, so we've got decently made heel. That's where our truss rod ends. We've got some sort of pin there, which was presumably some sort of pin there. It's presumably for alignment when they fit the fretboard. Yeah, that's all right. So we'll give this a polish, and also another thing we'll do is give it a couple of coats of some little magic. Bear with me a sec, I'll just grab it. This is tongue oil, so you just apply this with a cloth and take off the excess, and do it as many times as you wish until you achieve the results you're after. So here we go, tongue oil. This is like masses of the stuff. This is 1 litre. This will last you forever. Yeah. So carrying on work on the body, So what I'll do next is I'll undo the bridge claw, undo this spring claw. So obviously you can pull the ends of those with a pair of pliers if you're not brave enough or strong enough to do it with your digits. Okay, so that's that. I'm not very happy with these screws. I think their heads are a little bit... they're between sizes, and yeah, they were slipping around quite a lot. So now I've got a lot of leeway on that cable. Take our khaki trem off. I'll just leave that there because there's no real interest in seeing what's underneath it. Oh, okay, this is kind of interesting. So, this is the neck pocket, and looking in here, I gain an indication of what quality of wood this is. Don't know if you can see, but it's clearly very soft. The specs say this is basswood. Not really familiar with basswood, but yeah, it's kind of certainly not very dense. Okay, so the screws that hold the pick guard on are the same size and type as the ones that hold the rear spring cover. I see my battery's going low, so I'll just switch. Okay, so fresh battery installed, we're back. I'll try switching to my larger screwdriver. This is just as an aside, these screwdrivers, so these are all Phillips screws. So this is pH0, pH1, pH2. So to work on guitars, make sure you have all three. Okay, moment of truth. Let's see what we got here. Okay, I'll bring you in. Over me. Okay, so hopefully you can see from where you are what we've got here. So we've got Alpha branded mini pots. I don't like mini pots. These do seem to work. I just don't feel like mini pots have the durability, but Alpha stuff, it's kind of acceptable. I would consider using Alpha if Bournes or CTS weren't available. And I'll just pull the body up to show you. There seems to be some sort of shielding paint painted in the cavities. It's not the best job in the world, but it's there. Soldering is fine. Yeah, so there you have it. Okay, so I said the soldering was fine. There was one thing wrong with it. The tremolo claw, which had the bridge earth on it, has managed to fall off under its own weight. So there you go. I guess the moral of that story is, if you don't have a soldering iron and soldering skills, don't take your brand new Strat to pieces. By the way, if you wanted to tongue oil the neck, you could do it perfectly adequately with the neck still assembled to the guitar. However, I would advise taking the tuners and the string trees off. Okay, so that pretty much concludes the review. In summary, I've decided to keep the guitar for £115. It's got some wicked sounds in it. Got some finish issues, so there was that sharp fret that we had to deal with, and we need to polish up the frets, and we also need to adjust the action a little bit. The trem, I'm probably just going to live with it, because although it's not the greatest, I'm not really going to use it, because I have other guitars with trems on. By the way, I've got a bit of a trem situation going on. I'll just show you as an aside. So, Floyd Rose, I've got a proper Charla made Floyd Rose retail boxed. This is probably the best new trem new production Floyd you can get. I think it's top of the shop really. And in here is a Korean Floyd. Here's a Kayla. And this crazy ass thing, this is a Washburn Wonder Bar, made in Japan by Answer, who made all kinds of bizarre things. They made the Manitou suspension forks on my mountain bike. So at some point I plan a video where I'll do a sort of a trem shootout. I've also got a bunch of project guitars, old Japanese Washburns, that I use for all kinds of hacking around. There's some project videos coming up with those. Probably a trem shootout. I've got a lovely guild that's already got a Kayla on it, so see how Kayla stacks up against Floyd Rose. Anyway, back to this. So yeah, I won't use that trem because I've got trems, as you can see. I keep saying trem. Of course, it's a vibrato unit. Trem is not variation in pitch. Trem is variation in amplitude. Variation in pitch is vibrato. So yeah, so that guitar is perfectly adequate. The electrics are fine. The tremolo, I meant to exercise to see if it sent the guitar wildly out of tune. I suspect it would, but I forgot to do that. Sorry. I might do an addendum to this video, but that pretty much wraps it up. I think, on the whole, for 115 quid, it's a bloody steal. And I would say, be prepared to do a bit of fiddling with it. You don't need expensive tools. You can just do a bit of sandpaper or whatever. But be prepared for that. There's plenty of tutorials on YouTube, or plenty of just videos that people have put on YouTube that show you how to do these things. Either that, or be prepared to chuck an extra 50 quid at the music shop or whatever it is to have them do a setup on it. Perhaps if you buy one retail in a store, it will have been set up already, and perhaps ask about that. Ask at the music shop when you buy a guitar if you find any things that you feel need to be addressed, if you can bring the guitar back and have those things sorted out. I would guess most music shops would probably be okay with that. I bought this one from GAC, and GAC said their warehouse guitars aren't touched by people after they've arrived. They did say they would send me another guitar if I wasn't happy to sort that fret out myself, and they did allow me to sort it out myself. But I would say, be advised if you're planning on sorting things out yourself, that if you make a mistake, you may invalidate your warranty. So do be careful and do check with your supplier before digging into stuff and taking stuff apart and scattering it all around your lounge. Alright, cheers, bye.